Oh, man. WWE, you are the dumbest pieces of shit walking on the face of the earth. Welcome, everyone, to my personal opinion episode number 2. And just to clarify why I made that statement just before giving you the title of this video, it's real simple. They take their WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion and puts him in a live event title match, and a hardcore match nonetheless, and a very, crazy idea on WWE's part, number one, in Dublin, Ireland. I mean, they wanted to give the audience a show, and I understand that. But one small problem, actually two small problems. You don't put your champion at risk when you're going ahead and having a big title match between two young stars that are just starting to get big in the WWE, and put one of them in a damn WWE title match defense against a guy who ain't even on TV right now. He's being written off television. His name is Kane, as you all know, the injury that occurred to Seth Rollins and everything else. That's old news. That was a week ago. But I want to express my opinions. I was trying to figure out one thing I could do a video on for this episode, and I'm going to do my personal opinion on this one incident that's occurred, and basically give you a rundown of what I think is good and bad about this situation. First, get the bad out of the way. You don't put your WWE World Heavyweight Champion in a title defense in a hardcore match against a guy who's 7 feet tall, who isn't even on television right now, has been written off of TV. Doesn't make any logical sense. So that kind of throws things out of proportion and makes things very fucking difficult. It fucks up storylines and makes everything retarded. Kind of like what Rusev and Lana did. But apparently WWE doesn't have a problem with them fucking around with the storylines, but they had a problem with Rusev and Lana pronouncing that they were getting married. Okay, whatever. Y'all a bunch of hypocrites, contradictions, whatever you want to call it. Fine. Whatever, man. But you don't put your WWE World Champion against a guy like Kane in a hardcore match nonetheless. Fucking dumb. Fucking idiotic. Doesn't make any logical sense. And not to mention all the hard work and time that you put into building Seth Rollins up has now turned into a wad of shit. But now that I got that out of the way, the bad part, now let's get in the good part of things. There's many different roads you can go. Different paths, different ideas you can go on. You can make Roman Reigns your World Heavyweight Champion sooner rather than later. I think that would be kind of dumb. I think his moment should be at WrestleMania. If you're making him become your new face of the company, he's a young blood, he's a guy that's going to win his first ever WWE title, you have him win it at WrestleMania. Whenever you make a guy win the title at Survivor Series, that's when you have already established him. So you don't... Where you establish your guy is at the biggest main event stage of them all. That's WrestleMania, of course. So you don't want to give the damn title to Roman Reigns now. You give him the proper build-up all the way up to WrestleMania. You have a better win at Royal Rumble, where he goes ahead and he has a good win. Where people feel like, hey, he actually did something, contributed, and wasn't laying there sleeping on his ass. Now, you also got Dean Ambrose on the other side. He's also been built up pretty well, as much as Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins has, and he hasn't really been doing a whole lot of anything. What better way to make him become a heel? And even better idea, make him become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, doing that as well. I think that would be genius on their part. I think that would be smart. He's not really the face. His title reign wouldn't really be the big title reign that his career would be looking for. It's more of a build-up towards Roman Reigns' title reign. And give him an opportunity to have the spotlight. Give him some sort of, his own popularity, not looking like he has to hang on to Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns and always be the guy in the background. He finally steps up in the front and he's taking full center stage of everything. And he's holding that WWE World title. He's a heel. Maybe he becomes part of the Authority and the Authority can't control him either. It's the first time ever they put the idea that, let's put our investment in Dean Ambrose instead of Seth Rollins. And Dean Ambrose is still the same guy he was before, only this time he's a heel, and he's a guy that you just can't control. But the Authority thinks they can control him, and he just goes all bonkers, and maybe eventually, you get the Authority going, you know what, maybe that's what we needed. Maybe we needed a guy who's out of control, kicks everybody's ass, has guts. You could go ahead and have Triple H say, hey, you know what? Dean Ambrose is the man because he doesn't have insecurity problems, or he has balls and shit like that. And make Triple H be like, this is the guy we should have been supporting in the beginning, and instead we put it behind Seth Rollins, and all he did was disappoint. He had no gonads. He didn't believe in himself. And Dean Ambrose is a guy, he may be unstable, he may be a guy that's not orthodox, but he gets the job done, and he does it by himself with no bitching, no moaning, no complaining. And there you go. You're building up your storyline with Triple H and Seth Rollins leading into whenever they decide to bring Seth Rollins back from that injury, which is 6 to 9 months. So more than likely, it's probably going to be at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. They'll probably introduce him in the Battleground pay-per-view the month before SummerSlam, just to start building up that match between those two. But I think Dean Ambrose joining with the Authority, keeping the same type of character that he has now, and just flipping it as a heel, where he has balls, he's got guts, he's out of control, but he just gets the job done. He's a guy that he don't care about nothing. He's like a smaller version of Triple H. Seth Rollins should have been that character, but he's not. Seth Rollins was more of an insecure guy who didn't have enough confidence in his in-ring ability. And Dean Ambrose is a guy that's just, your average Joe wrestler. He's a guy that will demolish whoever's in his way, whether he's got to cheat or he can do it fairly. He don't give a shit about nothing but getting the job done and walking out the World Heavyweight Champion. That is what they need to put with the Authority. It may not be the best mix and match type of thing, but because he wouldn't be the guy that wears a suit, that would be totally out of character for Dean Ambrose, but he's a guy that would be a champion that the Authority can go ahead and say, that's our guy. We are proud of him. We ain't proud of Seth Rollins. He's a fucking jackass, whining, bitching, complaining asshole, and do that. Now, the guys that you can have in this tournament that they're planning, I think they should make it an 8-man tournament. I think they definitely should have Del Rio in this. So I think Roman Reigns versus Del Rio, Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. If you could bring back Daniel Bryan, great. If not, I would definitely have Cesaro in this tournament facing Kevin Owens. I think those two guys have had some pretty decent matches. I think this being on a bigger stage would even be better. The next and the last two guys that could be in this tournament, I probably would make, I don't know. Probably Dolph Ziggler and Tyler Breeze. I really would put their rivalry involved into this tournament and put those guys in it and have them face in the first round, and there you go. I mean, Tyler Breeze doesn't belong in this tournament, but him and Dolph Ziggler with their rivalry would fit perfectly with this. Maybe make Tyler Breeze get the win, face Roman Reigns, and there you go, and boom. And Roman Reigns beats Tyler Breeze, moves on to the next opponent in the finals, which would be Dean Ambrose. I think that would be pretty good. Then you also could have, the Undertaker Bray Wyatt Survivor Series team elimination match, and what have you. You know, I think that would be pretty good. I definitely think that would be worth everybody's while. Have that tournament, that tag team match not touched or messed with. I think Bray Wyatt being in that elimination tag would be good. But, I mean, you can't throw Bray Wyatt. To me, Bray Wyatt being in the tournament or in this traditional Survivor Series match would be good either way. And just based on the talent, though, that Bray Wyatt would be able to face outside of Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, can't think of anybody else. So, I mean, him being out of the tournament, just focusing on the task at hand, which they put him in the storyline with Undertaker, should be the main focus for Bray Wyatt's character. I don't think he should be worrying about anything else but trying to destroy The Undertaker and taking his soul and whatever Mickey Mouse bullshit ideas they're going to come up with this storyline with Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt's in a very good spot, in my opinion. Granted, I don't like him. I've said this many times. I know he's a very well-popular guy. A lot of people like his in-ring work and his character. And to me, I would be okay with either or. I think he would fit fine in either one of those situations. But I think it should be more focused on the match with Undertaker and Kane. But that's just my opinion. That's my ideas. Let me know what your opinions and ideas are beneath this video. And I'll get right back to you guys. And also, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And tomorrow is Random Wrestling Talk episode number 2. Don't miss it. It will be on tomorrow night. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night. Bye.